The story of Grizzly Adams is big and powerful and beautiful. They call me Mad Jack. And me and my burro number 7 been traipsing these slopes and valleys for a long spell, so I know the story from the beginning. My friend Adams was accused of a crime he didn't commit, so he escaped into the mountains, leaving behind the only life that he ever knew. Now that wilderness out there ain't no place for a greenhorn, and his chances of surviving were mighty slim. Weren't no time at all, for he was beaten down, ragged, and nearly starved. Long about then, he come upon a grizzly bear cub, all alone and helpless. Now, Adams knew that little critter couldn't survive without his help, so he started right down that cliff, risking his own life to save it. Now, that cub took to Adams right off. And that was when he discovered he had a special kind of way with animals. They just come right up to him like he was a natural part of the wilderness. But that bear cub, he was extra special. As he growed, he became the best friend Adams ever had, and together they became a legend.
There's a world where we don't have to run, and maybe there's a time we'll call our own, living free in harmony and majesty. Take me home, take me home, take me home, take me home.
Now, for mountain men like me and James Adams, there's nothing to match the glory of nature and the good times. But there are other times that are, well, not so good. When all of a sudden there's too much of one thing and not enough of another. Like when one blistering hot day tags right along after the other. And no sweet rain comes to wash and cool things off, leaving only the parching heat and a time of thirsting upon the land. Now, my friend James Adams knowed the growing of things, and he could read their needs like a teacher does a book.
You're right, Ben. This dirt's awful dry. If we don't get some rain pretty soon, we're going to lose these baby carrots and these turnips you're so fond of. Well, we'll just nurse them along the best we can. What is it, Ben? Visitors? Where? Oh, I see her. Well, that looks like Fancy. Remember that little cub we found after that lightning storm? She was all singed and scared. Hi, Fancy. Did you come to visit? We haven't seen you for about a year. Ah, that's Fancy, Joshua. Looks like there's something bothering her, though. You're right, Ben. She's trying to tell us something. We better go with her. Come on, Ben. We're right behind you, Fancy. Take a look at that, Ben. Well, you've been a mite busy, Fancy. It's a right-looking proud cub you have there. He looks a mite thirsty, though. How about a nice little drink? Not too much. Ben, you won't find better manners than a bobcat mama. Take as much as you need, Fancy. You get enough, Fancy? Well, we best get going. We don't want to wear out our welcome.
Now, I could see things was getting bad, but I wasn't all that worried, mainly 'cause my dry knee wasn't acting up. It takes a heap of parching to crick up my dry knee.
Well, що дождіна, кома?
Iwagawi, Chief Jack. Iga. The vehicle, sir.
Well, yeah, them roots is dry, but that don't mean much. It's when the whole thing gets dry that you got a drought on your hands. Why, I've seen these mountains so dry that the grass just rolled up like carpet and fell down into the bottom of the hollers. Well, that's the truth. You, going up to Adams?
By a week, he would be chic.
You're going to work with your people and make dew catchers. You be along later? All right. Dew catchers. You know, well, come along. That's a lot of hard work making them dew catchers. Well, now, I suppose you're thirsty, too. Do you know what? You're the third critter that's come begging to me on this trail this morning. Ain't much, but you are welcome to what they is. You wait here. I'll give you a drink later. Now, here you go. You was thirsty, weren't you? Well, now, if the creeks is all dried up hereabouts, why don't you all go up to Swallow Lake? Can't be more than 8 or so miles. If you ask me, it's just plain laziness. Just laziness, that's all. Now, that's all you're going to get. That's enough. Well, at least you could have said thank you.
You know, maybe laziness is catching like them catch barrels that Greenhorn Adams fixed up to catch the rain runoff in back of his cabin. He did that just so's he'd have water closer instead of farther. Laziness for pure certain.
Wet your little tongue. I'm real hungry. Go try that leg out. You wouldn't mind some, would you, Ben? Sure hot, isn't it? Let's go check the catch barrel. Not so good, Ben. Not so good at all. I think you're right. We're gonna have to get ourselves a bucket brigade coming up from the creek. Come on, Ben.
I'm dry as thirsty as you are, but you don't hear me caterwauling, do you? Get your gumption up. Get a move on. We's mountain folks. We ain't some of them weak-kneed, flat-foot drylanders. Oh, it's all right. It's nothing. I just kind of rock skittered my heel, that's all. Well, yeah, you're right. That is the trail over to the old water hole. Why don't you just go ahead on? I'll catch up with you. That's my dry weather knee. Well, that's the spring hole, all right. But there ain't enough water in there to give a gnat a bath. Here. You thirsty? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I suppose you're thirsty, too. Here you go, little one. Here you go. Isn't that good? Hey, you was thirsty. Yes, you were. Uh-huh. Now, ain't that always the way it is? You run short of something and the whole world shows up at your doorstep.
This is a whole lot worse than we thought, Ben.
Ben, the creek's drying up awful fast. We best make this the last trip with the buckets. There's other folks downstream that need this water just as much as we do. Besides, we got Swallow Lake. Well, sure, I know it's a long way to get water. Well, let's be mighty grateful it's there for the getting. Get your bucket and let's go.
Howdy, Adams.
Howdy, Jack. Must have been a long, hot, dry trip the way Seven's telling it.
Number 7's got the manners of a three-toed caterpillar. Begging before you've been invited.
Give Seven a little drink. Easy doesn't... Not too much, Seven. How about you?
Well, I would take just a tad to get the trail dust off my teeth. Thank you. I tell you, Adams, it's going to be bad, and it's going to get worse. My dry weather knee is a twitching something fierce, fit to be broke.
Your bones are always telling you something.
Well, of course they do.
Well, Jack, you know how hot it gets up here. But somehow or another, it always manages to rain. You feel that? It's a nice, cool, refreshing breeze.
Yeah, the breeze is a freshening, all right. But it's the wrong breeze. It's out of the southwest, what the old-timers used to call the breath of the devil, because it blows up out of the desert, just parching everything in front of it. It's the worst medicine that could happen to these mountains or to these critters.
No. There's more to it than that, Jack. Animals are acting different. There's something real wrong. Real different up here.
It's getting lazy, if you ask me. All along the trail up here, they was coming up begging for water.
Well, now, does that sound normal to you?
No.
How many did you see?
Well, must happen 4 or 5 times.
I'm going to go up and see if I can do something for them.
Well, you got to go right this instant? Don't seem fitting. Used to be a man would howdy you proper. Let you sit a spell instead of rushing you off into something.
Come on, Ben. I see him, Ben. It's a deer over yonder. There's some wolves. They're leaving the mountain. Why?
Well, if I didn't know Swallow Lake was right up over yonder, I'd say they was going down for water.
No, something's happened, Jack, and I gotta find out.
Well, don't get excited over nothing. What could happen to a whole lake that's always been there?
Oh, no.
Ooh, would you look at that? You know, somebody that told me this, I wouldn't have believed it. Why, it looks like the end of the world.
You might be right. Because without this water, hardly any of these critters are gonna make it.
Now, if things were bad before, they were 100 times worse now. And the days kept coming right along, each one hotter than the one before. The forest was turning so poorly it hurt just to look at it. And the mountains seemed like they was ready to give up and blow away. But as usual, it was the critters that was suffering most. From the instant we found Swallow Lake all dried up, Adams got to worrying for the critters. We had to find some water for them or they was done for. So Adams went one way to look, and me and number 7, we went the other. We sure could have used Nakoma. But Nakoma was still down at his village helping his people get them cisterns of theirs made. They used them contraptions to catch the dew that come from the cooling of night. Didn't amount to more than a handful in each, but a long time back, Nokoma's folks learned it could save them in a bad time. Of course, the water was too precious just to drink. So they dipped pieces of bark or pine cones in it and chewed on them. Nokoma finished up the work on the cisterns and decided he'd go on up and see how Adams was doing.
Not even damp, Ken. If our best creek's gone dry, that means all the rest have too. Now, there's no sense in looking any farther. But we're gonna have to figure something out. Some way, somehow. That's a good boy, Ben. Well, these little guys are in trouble. Tell by the look at their nest that their mom's been gone for more than a day. Doesn't look like she's coming back. To take you fellas with us. Tuck you inside here. You'll be nice and safe in there. I know, Ben. Seems like hard times are hardest on little critters. Now, don't you worry. We'll find your mama. Is that all you? You know, we're gonna have to figure some way to get water up to these little critters or they aren't gonna make it. Well, now you gotta be funny. You're mighty too big for me to carry you. Come on, let's go.
Now, while Adams was beating the bush for a new creek or a hidden pond, I went on up to the high crags, because I recollected that them rocks was just full of good springs. All you gotta do is keep a turning over rocks till you find one with moss on the bottom. Then you dig out the rocks underneath of that one and you find a good spring of water. Nothing to it, just as easy as falling off a rock.
Now, there's gotta be one in this one. Well, why don't you get up here and help me? Now that hurts. That's my water finger. And when it twitches like that, that's a sure sign there's water around here somewheres. Look at that. Look at that. She's right there. Now all them little critters is gonna get themselves a drink. Dang lizard. Now that lizard wasn't in there taking himself a bath. You never find lizards and water together anyplace. You know, Seven, that old devil's breath is blowing hotter up here than it is down below. It's enough to burn the hide off of a stone statue. Well, you just get over here and sun yourself a little bit. Of course, this here drought compared to the ones we had in the old days is practically a flood. Well, I remember times when it was so dry that... Now, whoa up there, number 7. Don't you want to hear the rest of this story? I got another one that's even better.
Here's your family, Mama, all safe and sound. we all know that we haven't had much rain this year. We're a lot luckier than most. We've got some water stored up in the barrel. But we're gonna have to ration it. It's not gonna be easy. All we can do is drink it. No washing, nothing else. We're all gonna have to stick together. This is gonna be tough. But we stick together through the good times, we're gonna have to stick together through the bad times. Now, what rationing means is everybody's gonna get a little water. Get a little water in the morning, and then we'll all get a little water at sundown. And that's all. So we gotta make it last. Here you go, Ben. Joshua? I know it's not much, Josh. But we're just gonna have to learn to live with it. Come on, Mary Lou, you're next. That's a girl. That's good. We're gonna get this down real quick. Daniel? That's a good boy. You know, Daniel, I bet those catch barrels are the only water left in these mountains.
Got some of that for me?
Howdy, Jack. Yeah. I was just explaining to the critters how the rationing's gonna work.
I figures. Well, now, I'm just taking what's my due. We're all in the same pond. That's a joke. Don't ask me how my luck went. I didn't have none. I tell you, there ain't no water up there in them rocks. Just nothing in them spring holes but a herd of lizards. Of course, I knowed there was no water up there all along. I just went up there to satisfy your curiosity. See, I know more about them things than you do.
Hand me that wood. I gotta cover up this.
Now, that right there, that's one of the better ideas you've had. Of course, you didn't build it, right? You didn't build it like we did in the old days.
Well, I'm glad we got it. We'd be in a fine fix without it. Yeah, I got an idea about saving the animals I want to show you. Well, I'm not worried about the big animals. I think they can take care of themselves. It's the little ones. We'll just hang these along the main animal trail, and I think they'll make it.
Well, how's a little critter gonna drink out of one of them? They can't even lift it.
Well, they don't have to lift them. These are drip sacks. We hang them up along the trail, punch a little hole in the bottom, water drips out on a flat rock, they come right in and take a drink.
Well, I don't think it'll work, but, well, me and number 7 better go along with you just to make sure you don't get everything hindside too.
Well, that's it, Jack. I'm gonna rest a lot easier knowing some little critter's not going without tonight.
Me too. But I'll tell you something. Right now I'm feeling awful gant. And I'm looking forward to some of that nice, juicy stir-about you make with them potatoes and carrots and the green.
What do you say, let's go get it?
Let's do that. Come on, 7.
Come on, Ben, let's go.
Sure, Biga.
Hi, Nakoma.
Here we go, Nakoma. Well, we got trouble. Lots of trouble. Swallow Lake is dried up, drier than last year's hiccup.
Close up? Can believe that. We were just up there.
Yeah, but
Well, I'll tell you what we're doing for water. We're doing without. That's what we're doing.
Let's get up to the cabin and have some supper.
I'm for that. I want to drink out of that catch barrel. I'm so dry I could blow dust bubbles.
Hey, fellas. What's all the ruckus? Jack, I've never seen him so upset. You better check the water supply. The wind must have knocked this dead tree down. Smashed our catch barrel.
Sure is a sad sight. What are we going to do now, Adams?
Pray, Jack. Is there anything we got left? There's no reason for you fellers to fret. There's nothing you could have done about this dead tree falling on our catch barrel.
This tree stood there for all those years. Why couldn't it have just hung on for a couple hours more? You can blame the devil's breath for this. I tell you, that wind never blowed anything any good.
Blaming never got nothing done, Jack.
Holy jumping Jehoshaphat. Just because your roosting tree fell over don't mean you can start on me. Now just go find somewhere else to roost.
Is it time for a drink of water yet?
Things weren't any better the next morning.
Jack, if we cut down to one small drink a day, I don't think it'll do it. I know it. We'd better get started. We got a lot of work to do before this day's over.
Adams, there ain't a harder working man in these mountains. If I know what I'm doing is important. Now, are you sure that what we're doing ain't all for nothing?
Jack, I can't tell you how many animals we're going to save. But if we can save one, just one, it'll be worth twice the work.
Jack. Shane. Isagua.
What do you mean, stay here, old man? I can outwork you or Adams.
Come on, Ben, let's go.
Or a 20-mule team freight hitch. What do you think of that? And then when I get home at night, I can do a jig like that. What do you think of that? Ha.
I gotta say that once we got started, the going wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was just a whole lot worse. That old son acted like he was mad at us special and made it all the hotter for spite. Everywhere we looked, the drought was already settling down like a weary sickness. And the critters, well, they couldn't change their instincts or their ways, so theirs was even a more hurtful time. And the mighty of the wilderness were took down as sorely as the shy and the gentle. Now, Adam's plan was for us all to dig whole flocks of them cisterns like Macoma's people did on all the animal trails. Now, with Swallow Lake gone, there weren't no good chance, if any at all, of saving them critters up on Blueberry Ridge, but that didn't seem to make no difference to Adams. Long as there was any chance at all, he wouldn't give up. For Adams, they were his neighbors and his friends, and even more important, they were like family. And it made his heart heavy that he might be seeing so many of them for the last time. But all that hard work was beginning to pay off, just like Adam said it would.
Ben, you see how good our drip bags are working? Everywhere we've checked, the little critters are holding their own. That's good. Well, we best get to work. Come on.
Now, Nakoma was working hard and working alone, and that made it all the harder, so he was mighty glad to find somebody to say hello to. All of us was trying to do our best to help. Some of us got carried away.
Now, date debit number 7, quit your laughing. It ain't polite to laugh when somebody gets hurt.
Sounds like Jack, Ben. He's catching up with us. Let's go take a look.
I'm just plumb tuckered out. Oh, that hurt.
How's it going, Jack?
Howdy, Adams. Well, I got her done. Well, what do you mean it's all wrong? What does the bear know about digging a cistern anyways?
Well, Ben don't mean it's not right. He's just saying it doesn't look quite like the one Nokomis folks built. And they've been doing a lot longer than you and me.
Well, yeah, there's inventing like they done, and then there's improving like I done. I built me some like Nokomis, but this here's my new improved water catcher. I call this a little Jack Dandy new improved water catcher.
You know, I think you've been out in the sun too long.
Out in the sun? You wait till tomorrow morning. We'll come up here, and them that are built like Nokomis is going to have, about that much water in them. But this one here, it's going to have so much water in it, you can jump in it and take a teetotaling full-over bath.
Yeah, the sun will be setting soon, and Nakoma will build a camp up on the ridge. How about going up there?
Can't set too soon for me.
Come on, Ben, let's go. How's your lumbago?
I'm stiff. Well, sir, there I was up on the high ridge during the year of the big drought, and there was this whole herd of fish following me along the trail. And, look at him, sound asleep, just plumb tuckered out, and here I am, ready to go again. Where was I?
About the fish following you up the hill.
Oh, yeah. Well, sir, there was this one big fish, and he was he is a...
Of course, I was just dozing off a little bit, mind you, because I had every intention of getting back up and finish my fish story and then doing some more work. It being cooler at night. I guess Adams must have had the same idea. Adams and Ben spent the whole night digging one well after another. They had no intention of stopping until the sun come up.
Good morning, Ben. All right. Sun's up. Everybody rise and shine. Well, it's a sad thing to see a full-grown man lollygagging around in bed with the day half gone and a bit of work to be done. Having a hard time waking up, are you?
Oh, no, Jack. No. Jack, look how strange all the animals are acting.
Pula Balpik.
I smell it, too.
Jack, the woods are on fire.
In a matter of minutes, things was going from a calamity to a catastrophe. How's it look? How bad is... Holy jumping.
Well, the main fire's down there in that hollow, Jack. It's a ways off yet, though. There's some smaller blazes down there to the south and east. It's not moving too fast, but it's coming right up through Blueberry Ridge.
Yes,
Rabbits. There's nothing worse than rabbits in a forest fire.
The sparks will get in their fur and they'll panic and run into the bushes and spread the fire. Come on up here, little badger, to higher ground. That's a good boy. Ben, you stay here. That bluff down there will make a natural fire break. Let's head down that way. We get down here in a coma and try and get in front of the little critters and drive them up out of the woods. I want you to take the draw to the east, and I'll take the granite spine to the west.
I'll go down and work my way back up the middle. That way we can drive the little critters up to the barren rocks.
They'll be safe up here in the rocks.
Now, number 7, you do like Adams told that badger fella. You get back up yonder into them barren rocks and you stay there. Now, number 7, there's 2 things that make me lose my temper. One of them is a slab-sided, knock-kneed, lop-eared, spavel-legged, blue-nosed, mule-headed burro that don't do what he's been told to do. Now, you get back up there into them rocks and you stay there. And until I come for you, Now, go on. That's right. I'll be back.
With the fire worsening, each of us was trying to get as many animals to safety as we could.
Come on, fellas. Come on. That's it. Get going, little guy.
Scoot! Scoot, all you fellas, get on up to the ridge like Adam said. Get on out of here now. Get up to the ridge, all of you.
Well, I'll be dag-nabbed and plumb buttered. Now, what you doing standing there barring my way? First, you drank up all the spring water up yonder. Now here you are, stopping me from doing my duty. Now, this is no time to be arguing with no lizard.
Jack! Tacoma! Look for the ones that are down! They're hiding! We gotta get them out of here quick! The wind's coming up strong!
Gotcha!
Easy now.
Now, you get under there, where you're going to be safe. Come back here. That's the way. Now, watch it. We tried beating out the flames as best we could, but it were next to impossible. That fire were a spreading that fast.
Well, I'll be griddle fried brown. If you're trying to get on my good side, you're coming the wrong way around. Now, I put you under that rock so's you'd be safe there. Now, I'm going to put you back and you stay there.
Twixt the smoke and the noise that fire was making, it was hard to see or hear anything. But them sharp ears of Tacoma told him a cougar cub had got himself trapped.
All right, little ferret, you stay up here. Don't be frightened.
Tacoma had saved the cub all right, but that fall he took knocked him unconscious, and he was surrounded by a wall of flames. Now you stay put this time, and don't you come and follow me. There you go. That's the way. Now, you stay up here, too. You all right in there? All right.
You're safe up here.
Now, you stay up here in these high rocks. That's good. And you, 7, you keep both eyes on this critter this time. He's a sly one. I've been putting him under this rock all day long, and he just keeps following me around. Now, you stay there this time.
You seen Tacoma? I ain't seen him for a long time.
I ain't seen him in longer than that.
Why don't you go back down, look in the draw, and I'll go up here along top of the ridge and look for him.
All right. Tacoma was still unconscious, and them flames was closing in fast. When Adam seen Tacoma, he didn't know if he were alive or dead, but he knew for sure them trees was about to come tumbling down. My lungs was so full of smoke I could barely breathe, let alone move. I figured that I was about done for. Number 7. Am I glad you didn't do what you're supposed to this one time? Now let's get out of here. Come on. That's a good burrow. Keep moving.
Tired?
Now this here is the last time I'm going to bring you up here. Follow me down there once more, and I'm just going to leave you there. Now, just stay and jumping catfish. They 6 of them. They's all twins. And I thought it was the same one following me all the time. Adams, I just got me a crick in my range shoulder.
It's raining, Jack.
It's raining.
You feel that, number 7? Well, all fine that ends fine. The rain put out the forest fire. The animals is on the way home. And Adams is gonna make us a big batch of stir around, made with carrots and onions and turnips. And you know what you ought to do? Put some garlic in it. I like garlic. I could eat a big hunk of garlic, just raw.
We know.
Well, what do you mean you know?
It's a little hard to keep secrets like that out here. Yeah, Tacoma, I hope we never see another drought like this again out here.
Me neither. But you know something? This ain't the worst drought that I ever was in. Why, we had droughts up here in the old days that the water on my knee would just plumb evaporate.
We're all grateful for the rain, Tacoma. It's just a shame we never appreciate the worth of things until they're gone. It's a shame to waste water. I hope this is a lesson we'll never forget.
I ain't never gonna forget it. You know, I'm so happy about this rain, I might just take myself a plum teetotaling all over bad. Well, now, no. Wait. Hold it. I was, ooh.
Deep inside the forest is a door into another land. Here is our life and home. We are staying here forever in the beauty of this place all alone. We keep on hoping